Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy Mother's Day if you are watching this on the day that it's posted, because it is Mother's Day. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, or did have a wonderful day with your families. Today I am creating a Mother's Day card for you guys. It's going to be up on the Spiegelmom Scraps blog, so I will have a link to that below so you guys can check it out, and there's a list of the products I use there as well. So I am going to begin by creating some flowers. This is a stamp set from Hero Art, and it's called Color Layering for You Flowers, and it's CL944. And then it just has the layers that you can create with different colors to kind of get that pretty effect in the flowers. I don't have a ton of inks, so I'm just kind of going with what I have. So the bottom color, you start with the lightest, so the kind of the full stamp you do in the lightest color, which I use a Colorbox ink, which is Colorbox Doodlebug ink, and it's called Cupcake, and it's the lightest one. Then the middle one I used is the Hero Art, and it's Pale Tomato. And then the darkest one on top, which you can barely tell the difference between the middle and the darkest one, is from Colorbox, and it's called Cherry. So it's very pretty, and I did some on vellum and I did some on cardstock, and I only did a couple here just to kind of show you guys. On some of them I stamped the third color, on some I didn't, just so I can get kind of a variation of colors. So I did do that, and then I fussy cut them out, which you can see there. Now for the leaves, I struggled a little bit because I didn't have a like green inks that I really liked that I wanted to use for this. This card I am going to give to my mom, so I wanted it to be pretty. So I took my Spectrum Noir markers, and they're the alcohol markers, and I tried to do this, and I had never done this really before, so it wasn't stamping out all that well, and I was like, oh my gosh, my marker dried out, but I guess it's just not meant for stamping. So the first colors I used are the green. The lighter one is the DG2, and then I think I switched to CG1, and the darker one is JG6. It wasn't a dark image, it wasn't a well stamped image, but in the end I really like it because it kind of gave it sort of like a watercolor effect a little bit. So I ended up going with it. I could have just, you know, re-stamped it or just tried another green ink, even if it wasn't the exact color that I wanted, but in the end I liked the fact that it gave it sort of a watercolor, and I like the fact that it wasn't perfect, it was kind of imperfect. And that's the whole idea. It's homemade, so it's not supposed to be perfect. It's not a Hallmark card, but it does look really pretty, and you'll see it in the close-ups. And then since it is a marker, I did kind of fill in just where I kind of felt that it needed a little bit of filling in with the darker color on top. So I did do that, and then I fussy cut those out as well. And then I'm gonna place them on my card more or less like this, just like you see here. Just slightly move things around, but more or less that's how it's gonna go. So I decided, since I like that placement, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it down so that I don't forget, because sometimes if I place something in one way and then I move it, I will forget how I placed it, and then I get really frustrated. Sometimes I do take a picture of it, but I just decided I like how it's placed. I'm gonna adhere everything together so that when I go to place it, it's just simple. So I take one of these doilies. This is from the Spiegelmom Scraps. This is the 4-inch doilies, and I'm going to use this as a shaker. So I'm going to make a shaker doily today. So I just cut out the center, and you can see I just poked a hole in the center. I cut a few lines going around the page, and then I just cut around the center of the doily. I did leave a little bit of a rim around the center so that I could have my tape behind there. So I'm taking just some packaging. This is just packaging from a chipboard pack, and I am just cutting it in a circle, just a very messy circle, nothing perfect. And then I'm gonna use that as the and I'm just adding some adhesive, and I find with this packaging, since it's just regular packaging, like the tape glider, it works better to adhere it down to the rim of the doily. So I go ahead and just add that, and then I take some foam mounting tape, which I cut down the middle, and I am going to place it. And now to get the foam to kind of fold around the circle, you have to take the backing off, because if you leave the backing on, it's going to be harder to kind of mold it the way you want it. So if you take the backing off, you can pretty much, you know, mold it in almost any form or shape. So I just did that, and then I'm going to fill it with some sequins. So I'm taking, these are the Believe in You sequins from the Spiegelmom scrap shop, and I am using the yellow and red ones, or they're like a really dark pink reddish color, which match really well with the flowers. And then I'm going to take the glass slippers, which are these beautiful little iridescent clear ones. So I add those three, and I decided to just do that and leave it simple. I didn't want to add too many more or too many colors. I just brought in the yellow because I thought it was a nice addition to the color scheme. So I'm going to place another doily behind it to have sort of 2 layers of doily. And it's nice because since there's that foam tape in between, you get that dimension, which is really pretty. So then I do add foam tape to the flowers so I can pop them up, and I do a double layer of the foam tape so they can pop up a little bit higher than the doily. So I do that, and that's basically gonna complete the layout, as you know, the card. I do in the end, and you'll see me, I come back really quick just to show you guys. I thought it was missing something, so I took some yellow twine. It's American Crafts yellow twine, and I kind of I guess, you know, I didn't stitch it, but I put it through the little holes around the doily, around the rim, the inner rim of the doily, and I put it in there, and I just kind of weaved it through, and it just gave me that sort of finishing touch that I really needed, or that I felt that it needed. So you'll see that in the end. I'm going to quickly come in and show you guys, because I just did feel like it needed something. It was just a little too plain, so I think that just added what it needed. And again, this is for my mom, so I wanted to make this really pretty, and I want to make it something that I'm very happy with, so I know she'll love it. I mean, I know she'll love it either way, but you know, I just want to make it something that I really like. So I kind of fussed around with a few papers to see what I wanted to put around my border, and then I decided to just work on my title. So it's just going to be Mom, and I use these really pretty thickers, and I love these. They're foam thickers, and they're called Juy, J-U-Y, I don't know how to say that, but they're the perfect color, and they're really pretty. I love the letters, how they kind of curve like that. I think it's a really pretty effect, so I really like those. So then I decide I'm gonna definitely put a mat around this, because it was just too plain, the background, so I'm gonna put a mat around it. So I cut off the back of the card, or the flap of the card, and I'm gonna use some like coral pinkish cardstock, which also matches the card really pretty, or the flowers. Could have used yellow now that I think about it, but I really like the pink. I think it looks really pretty. So I'm just going to try to get a straight line over there, because I can't put that through my trimmer because the flowers are there. Could have probably removed the flowers, but you know, sometimes we do things the hard way, right? So I'm just going to use this. This is just Recollections cardstock, and it's like a pinky coral color. So I'm still fighting that it's not straight, so I'm trying to get it straight. And then it's just a very thin border of color, just to add some color to the background, but I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. So and I didn't want to make my card too big either. It's a 6x6 card, so I didn't want to make it, you know, way too big. So this was a good size for me. So just about finished here. I'm just going to add some adhesive to the card, or to the base, which is going to be that coral, and I'm going to make it flip upwards, so it's going to flip up, and then I just adhere down my card, and I really love how it turned out. It turned out really, really pretty. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I hope my mom loves it. I know she loves anything like, you know, that I make, so I know she'll love it, but I really am happy with it. So I thought it was done at this point, and then I'm going to come back really quickly, and I'm just going to show you guys kind of what I did with the twine. You can see I'm just kind of weaving it through through the little holes on the sides. So I do use my tweezers to kind of help me. So it was simple, it was something quick, and I just felt that it added sort of the finishing touch that it needed to my card. So that's it. And I do kind of struggle with it a little bit, because I should have probably thought about this before, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? So that is it. Here's some close-up shots. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out my blog post. I'll have a link to that below, and check out the Spiegelmom Scrap Shop. Use code Katty15 to get 15% off your order. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Mother's Day, and see you guys soon with another process video. Bye bye.